This is a story I've been waiting my whole life to tell you. See this door? It's been locked since before I was even born. 40 years, my grandparents bought this house back in the 80s, and for some reason they sealed this one room shut. Nobody ever talked about it. It was just the locked room. We'd walk past it every day, our footsteps echoing in the hallway, and I'd always wonder what's behind it. Growing up, my imagination ran wild. Was it a secret library filled with forgotten books? A hidden art studio? Maybe even a time capsule left by the original owners? My cousins and I would press our ears against the cold, painted wood, trying to hear something, anything. We'd jiggle the old brass doorknob, but it never budged. My grandpa would just chuckle and say, "Some things are best left alone." Well, my grandpa passed away last year, and my grandma recently decided to move into a smaller place. While we were helping her pack, I found this in his old desk drawer, a single, rusted, ornate key. My heart literally stopped. I just knew, this was it. This was the key. I showed it to my grandma, and she just smiled a little sadly and said, "I guess it's time." She told me they locked it after a bad water leak damaged the room. They never had the money or the energy to fix it, so they just closed the door and tried to forget. So the mystery wasn't as fantastical as I'd imagined, but the anticipation was still killing me. What would a room untouched by time for 4 decades actually look like? Armed with the key and my phone to film this for you all, I walked down that familiar hallway one last time. My hand was shaking as I put the key in the lock. It was stiff. Really stiff. I had to wiggle it back and forth, put some real muscle into it, and then click. The sound was so loud in the quiet house, it felt like a sound from a different era. I took a deep breath, turned the knob, and pushed. The door creaked open, groaning like it was waking up from a long, long sleep. A wave of musty, stagnant air hit me first. It smelled like old paper, dust, and damp earth. It was the smell of time itself. The room was dark, the windows boarded up from the outside. I switched on my phone's flashlight, and the beam cut through the darkness, illuminating floating dust particles like tiny stars. And what I saw was incredible. The wallpaper, a groovy orange and brown floral pattern, was peeling off in huge sheets. The floorboards were warped and stained. In the center of the room sat a single armchair covered in a dusty white sheet, looking like a ghost. There was a stack of old newspapers from 1983, the headlines talking about things that are now ancient history. A layer of thick grey dust covered everything, preserving it like a layer of volcanic ash. It wasn't a treasure room or a secret study. It was just a room, a forgotten, neglected room. But as I stood there, I realized it was a treasure in its own way. It was a perfect time capsule. On a small side table, there was a rotary phone, its cord coiled neatly. There was a vintage soda bottle and a child's toy, a little wooden car lying on its side as if it was just dropped mid-play. Who did it belong to? What were their lives like? It felt like stepping onto the set of a movie. Every object told a silent story. The water damage was obvious. There were dark stains crawling up the walls, and a section of the ceiling was sagging. I can see why my grandparents just shut the door on it. It would have been a huge project to fix. But standing here now, I don't see a disaster. I see potential. I see a piece of my family's history that I never knew existed. I'm going to start cleaning this place up, carefully, piece by piece. I want to bring it back to life. This has been one of the most surreal experiences of my life. Opening this door wasn't just about satisfying a childhood curiosity. It was about connecting with my past, with my grandparents, in a way I never thought possible. It's a reminder that sometimes the greatest adventures are hidden in plain sight, right in our own homes. What do you guys think I should do with the room? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for coming on this journey with me, and make sure you subscribe to see what happens next. See ya.